So I'm back. Had done a video, and I think the video got taken down because it was blocked because of content that was not permitted on the website. But I'm still learning how to use YouTube, trying to figure out how to make this thing work. But I had been talking about bipolar disease or living with it, and about 2020, and how 2020 was a year that a lot of people will remember having happened in their lifetime. Many of the people that were around during 2020, they probably were thinking about their personal lives, a lot of their day-to-day events that were impacted by the day that it was announced that there was a world pandemic that was taking place. Even to this day, they're talking about the effects of 2020 and getting the vaccine that came with trying to prevent COVID-19 from spreading. I myself did not get vaccinated. I didn't want to get vaccinated. I felt that under my particular health conditions that I was not in line with having to receive the injection. However, that's not to say that I don't believe in vaccines. A lot of people did get vaccinated, family members, friends, that in the end, they did it for their own personal beliefs. I lived in a state that was kept open and did not require the vaccination uh, to be had, although I worked as an essential worker at that time, so I was not forced to have to make a decision as to whether or not I was going to have to get the COVID shot or not. Looking at hindsight now, the year is now 2025, and having been diagnosed with bipolar disease and living with the effects of what ultimately would have brought people to spread the COVID-19 or not the vaccine, but the COVID-19 virus, that who knows what it did to people's systems. I, for one, have suffered during those years that Biden was in office. And this is just an honest, this is me just being honest. The Biden administration was pushing for the vaccine, as was Trump, but differently from the looks of things. This video is to help people understand that on the health side of things, the health community was not looking at things clearly in a way that everybody could just say to themselves, oh, we're all just going to do this one thing this one way, and that's going to fix everything. No, that's not how it was. There was people that wanted to get vaccinated, and there was people that did not want to get vaccinated. And so this is something that on a bipolar level, having to try to make a decision as to which way to go with the vaccine, I was opposed to it. Now, whether I made the right decision or not, I can't say, but all I know is that my diagnosis of being bipolar was already diagnosed ways back before 2020. And so, regardless of whether or not I would have gotten vaccinated or not, the spread of COVID-19 would have taken place, because I still contracted COVID-19 later on when I was administered into the hospital, and they told me that I had been vaccinated, or not vaccinated, but that I had been infected with COVID-19. So, and I don't know what the effects had on me, being that I was bipolar. Many of these videos that I'm going to try to record is going to be from a historical standpoint to a certain extent, and then on a personal level, how it's affected me. Hopefully people will look back in time and they'll be able to say, you know, that there's an accounting for what took place all these years that have passed, in order to say that there is a rhyme and reason to why things get done in a particular administration when there's a certain president in office. Right now, I feel that COVID-19 did have an impact on society at large, that people did get vaccinated. I can't say to their detriment, but certainly psychologically, for their health and well-being, they had to make a tough decision. And that tough decision, it does something on the mental health side of things, where if you really didn't want to get vaccinated, but you had to get vaccinated, that puts you in a manic state. For me, that's what it did. It put me in a manic state where if I had to have chosen between getting vaccinated or not getting vaccinated, I would have left my job and I wouldn't have gotten vaccinated, just on the principle of the matter. But that's just me.